get back on the road again.
Don't run me over.
Welcome back. Today, Andy and I are in a fairly remote section of the Main Range National Park. We are going to hike the steamers and camp up there overnight. Amidst all of this coronavirus madness and self-isolation, what better way to self-isolate than get out in the bush overnight?
Mate, just give it the jandle.
No dramas.
Hi, I'm Andy Seaman, and this is Jackass. What's happened to you, Andy? You've fallen over
Twice.
twice in 15
5
meters.
Emptying out the boots. Whoa, look at that. Red dirt. So as I mentioned before, Andy and I are hiking in the Main Range National Park again. We love this area. We are attempting the area called the Steamers, which is basically 4 volcanic plugs that from the top resemble a steamship. It's a difficult hike, so we've heard, and we plan to camp somewhere overnight to catch the sunrise in the morning. So far we've had a rocky start, but we are on the trail and about to get into it. At the moment we're going through some absolutely lovely rainforest, which is making the temperature quite cool and comfortable. So look forward to sharing the journey with you.
Hello, Nathan.
Hello.
What's happened?
Feeling pretty sorry for ourselves right now.
Did we make a boo-boo?
I think we made a boo-boo. I've got a solid little gash in my arm from a large fall that I'm surprised.
That's definitely some stitches, mate.
My wife is going to be cross with me, suitably so. Surprised I'm not more cross with myself, to be honest. I feel like I've got half a mountain in my boot.
We are officially giving up on the steamers. We have come down this giant hill, which beat us into submission on the way up. It was supposed to take 2 hours to the summit. It took us like 3 hours just to make our way up there.
We took the wrong route.
I will have my revenge on you, steamers. This is the second time she's defeated us.
It is.
She's a cruel mistress.
She's a cruel mistress. But the cruel mistress is probably the most satisfying when you conquer her.
This is Nathan McGee, Street Style Images,
Hello.
YouTuber extraordinaire, signing off. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Obviously, just watched some really nice footage of Andy and I driving into the steamers, crossing some creeks on that little rough dirt road. You saw us starting our hike. The clips of us during our hike was really, really rough terrain. That's basically where the story should stop. We didn't get anywhere to camp. We ended up having to come home. I had a decent fall and hurt myself a little bit. Nothing serious, but we were defeated. The steamers defeated us for the second time. So what I want to talk about, I guess I still want to make a video. So what I want to talk about is probably why we didn't make it, and importantly, what we'll do better next time. So if you can just excuse me while I have a beer on this Friday afternoon. So I do want to keep this fairly relaxed. It's a little bit different, I guess, to what I usually do. I'm not usually sitting down in front of the camera like this, so it makes me feel a bit nervous. I don't know why, but I'm much more confident and comfortable outdoors with you on a stick in front of me. So just bear with me. What it comes down to is realistically preparation. Not preparation in terms of not having the right equipment or our physical ability or anything like that. We were packed well. We had big, almost 20 kilogram packs. We had our tents, our sleeping mats, our sleeping bags, food, plenty of water. Obviously our camera gear. As far as equipment goes, we were fine. We know how to use our equipment, set up our tents, operate our little camp stove. So in terms of that sort of things, we were fine. Physical ability, we're fine. We're both relatively experienced hikers, relatively fit. I grew up in the bush. Andy spent a lot of time in Japan and going through the forests. That sort of thing we're comfortable with. What we weren't properly prepared for was the route. So we sort of, and this is where we have to admit that we did mess up a bit. We weren't prepared enough in the route in. We did a little bit of research online, not enough, and kind of just winged it a bit. We pulled up at a car park area, which wasn't the right car park area, and just decided to head up through the rough bush. The rough bush was probably a little more rough than usual. It was difficult terrain. There'd been bushfires late last year, early through the year, so there's a lot of ash around. Ash is not very dense. There's since been quite a lot of rain. A lot of trees had fallen down, so the ground was deceptively soft, which is why I had a fall, because it was half filled with air, half filled with ash, and just not as stable as it usually is. And it was very dense bushland. We knew where we had to go, and we got part way. But then when we got to the base of the area that's called the Prow, we were sort of half expecting there'd be a route around Prow. It's a big volcanic plug or big rock outcropping. But we found it was basically impassable, particularly given that it was getting quite late in the evening. So what we should have done differently, there's a different road we should have taken called, we followed Emu Creek Road all the way to the end, which is where you need to go for the Mount Superbus track, which is not what we wanted to do. We should have turned left onto a road called Old Mill Road and followed that all the way in. So there's a little bit, there's still a bit of bush bashing involved, but there's an almost track and it leads to a track. So we basically we took the wrong route and we messed up. When we decided to turn around, it wasn't after I had a fall. It was just starting to get dark. It was around about 5 o'clock. Sunset was due to be 5:45, but but the sun was dropping, so sunset was still a ways off, but there were mountains in the way, so there was not a lot of light. So we had to head back down, no track, steep terrain, and we didn't try and retrace our steps because that would take too long, and it was a pretty bad track up. So we basically just from where we were standing decided to pick a path down. At first Andy led, then we swapped around a bit, I led a little bit, and it got easier, but the first half hour, 45 minutes was really difficult because it was steep with not a lot of foot and hand holds, and it was just rough bush. So we ended up, we knew where we needed to go. Basically just back down the hill, hit the creek, and follow the creek to the road, and then just follow the road. So it wasn't difficult in terms of navigation. We knew where we had to go. It was just getting there. So I guess what I'm trying to say is be prepared. When you're going somewhere fairly remote, do the research properly. Otherwise you'll end up like us. I still had a good time. I can't speak on behalf of Andy, but I'm sure he did. It was an adventure. It was a really tough adventure. It was a tough hike. We got defeated, but we both learned something. So it wasn't a waste of time, and I had fun. It was hard hiking, so hard hiking is fun. I took very few photos. Andy took only a couple more. In the end, we got back to the car at about 7 p.m. at night, and it was dark, and decided to try and head into the nearest town, which was Yangon. Well, we had to go into Yangon. We had to do it anyway to head home. But going to Yangon, try and get a feed at the pub, but they wouldn't serve us. I don't know. We missed the bistro by 10 minutes, so we headed into Arachula. We'd missed the pub there for food, so we just went and had a feed at the servo and went home. But we're not going to give up. We are going to hit the steamers again, but we're just going to do some more research. I might try and throw up some maps on where we were, if I can figure out how to do that, and where we should have been, and just the rough path we tried to take up and where we should go, just so that anyone else who wants to do the steamers doesn't mess up like we did. It's tough, and it's going to be worth it, but at the moment, obviously, everything is locked down. There is no camping anywhere. Even hiking is restricted. I see a lot of people still talking on the internet about going hiking because they have to exercise. Please don't do that. The hiking itself isn't the issue. The issue is the travel to get there. Yes, we all need to exercise. Yes, hiking helps a lot of us with our mental health, but we just can't at the moment, unless you're lucky enough to live on a property that backs into a national park. But once everything is sorted out, once there's some sort of normality back in the world, we're going to try again with the steamers. We've got an overnight hike we're going to plan at Lamington. We want to do a couple because we really, really want to do some decent overland ones. I want to try and do a few days next year, a couple of nights next year at Kosciuszko National Park, way down south in Victoria. So yeah, but basically, thanks for watching this video. We got some really great footage, so I didn't want to waste it. I hope you can take something out of this like we did. And yeah, just don't be us, be prepared. Even when you think you're prepared, double check, particularly your route guides in remote areas, and just make sure you're really ready. Otherwise, have a great time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Is that a drop bear?
Oh, I'm not focused.
We can go back and try again. You got me wondering if I should. If I eat shit, we're in trouble.